Spinning wheel. We're live. There we go. We're live on YouTube. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining me. Here we are. Pardon me. I'm simulcasting. Got Telegram here and obviously YouTube. Telegram for our hunting parties we simulcast, and obviously on YouTube for those who would prefer join us the convenience of YouTube. Okay, let's get this going. I want to welcome everyone, first of all. And as I just suggested on Twitter, this is not the end. This is a celebration. I started these meetings. Certainly at that time, they were broadcast from the steps of the Fed, November 2019. I was just ready to open up my new and my final piece of my career, trading an ARB desk in the city. I picked out a couple of spots and just debating between. But of course, something happened along the way, and the wheels fell off the cart. But that was well beyond our control, and we all know what we're talking about. We don't want to get barred on YouTube in our last 2 days here, do we? And but we reacted. We read and react, and we created a great situation. So as I'm ready to leave the city and set up our new home in Mexico, and I'm not sure exactly how long that will be, I want to take these 2 days. Obviously, there won't be a session on Friday because I'll be in flight. I want to take this few days as a celebration, and a thank you to everyone who attended. Furthermore, I just want to make everyone aware on YouTube. I still have a lot of decisions to make on if these will continue on YouTube, and if not, exclusively on Telegram. I'm going to take that under advisement and discussion with my family. Let's see what we've got here. First of all, I know one person is watching, a very special lady, Carrie or Mama on YouTube. Thank you very much. And on Telegram, let's see our hunting party. Romeo, thank you very much for joining us. I know a little early for you. Anthony, thank you very much for joining us. Carrie, great to see you here. Great state of Texas and beautiful Amarillo. Thank you very much. Cody, as always, thank you very much. I appreciate it, and certainly those times are many meetings on Options Exploration Fridays when I visited, we'll call, say, north of the border. Appreciate it immensely. Keith, thank you very much for joining us. And Koyon from West London and the West End, how many times that we were basically walking, very within having coffee at that local Starbucks. It was kind of funny after in the end. Greg, thank you very much for joining us. So here it is. Welcome. You know me. I'm John Davies. Thank you very much for joining us. This is our 0800, yes, 0800 2-minute drill for day 3 of an abbreviated, that's decision day, of abbreviated week 9 of the campaign, the 23rd of February 2022. John, thank you very much for joining us. If you are new here, and you're coming out of quite the time, but thank you very much, and I hope we'll be able to talk, and I'll be able to assist you quite a bit in the coming years, Tom, and if you are one of our regulars. Mary, thank you very much for joining. It's a pleasure as always. I do appreciate it. And if you're one of our hunting party, my regulars, my beautiful Anusha Karsis, and of course, Barry or Mama, once again, my clientele, investors, family, friends, McNeek, as always, I appreciate your support. Here, there's no sugarcoating, no pandering. I tell things like they are in a professional and gentlemanly like behavior. Yes, I'm the old guy in a suit and tie in an era where people don't wear suit and ties, but this is where I started, and this is how I'm going to finish my career, be who I am. So I began my career in first week of May of 1983. A little firm I'll discuss after we turn off YouTube and go to Telegram. So as I get ready to depart the city, it means a great deal to me. And again, I'm choosing to celebrate this week as opposed to cast a little bit of venom out to the political policies and the local leaders who basically are chasing business away. And for that matter, it's interesting how people and politicians and economic advisors in Mexico are urging and welcoming. But again, let's look at this as a positive. It's been a blessing in my life to. That's fine. Thank you. Feel free. It's a blessing in my life to be able to assist the investment community, and it already has been. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. To assist the investment community, and as always, it has meant a great deal to me. Remember, I do these, and when I started these meetings, broadcasts, whatever you want to call them, it was to give back to the retail investment community, as I so did, and as I was so trained to do, was what we did in the investment community. I started thinking about my goals. People taking photos on the street of the old man in the suit and tie. It is rather interesting, but hey, let's go with it this week. I think back of what we wanted to do in the investment world. And of course, I started when the Dow was just a little bit shy of 1,300. And it was more important we were talking about investing in the future, something that none of you have really heard of. Unfortunately, if you're under the age of 45, you really didn't have the financial mentorship that financial representation that my era was so easily gifted. And, unfortunately, there's a lot of unfortunate consequences. So here, one of these last 2 days, what I want to urge you all is invest in the future. Stop being flippers. Somewhere around, and I started to say this in the mid-late 1990s with the advent of the internet, people became flippers, not investors, not investing in the future. The key is investing in the future, and unfortunately, we're seeing the ramifications of not investing sufficiently in the future, as in commodities right now. When you invest in commodities, it takes many years, decades even, to roll these out. What's happening now with commodities is really the implications of not investing for the future. But this goes deeper. So when I started to launch these sessions, these videos, I said I wanted to teach an era of investors how to use options to mitigate risk, to increase the revenue stream, and then hopefully provide you that one thing that I don't think is discussed nearly enough: peace of mind portfolio insurance. Peace of mind portfolio insurance. Remember, manage risk before risk manage you. But there is one other step that I want to do, and this is very personal for me. So a part of me, I want to teach everyone to be able to invest with confidence in the future of America, invest for the sake of our children, invest for a better future. Stop the damn flipping, start investing in the future, start investing in great companies that are parts of our community, create proud careers, and build a better future. And when I look around here, and those who are familiar with this from this area, and this is the meatpacking district, how this area has changed. And if it wasn't so overcast and I walked towards the Hudson, I would show you buildings that I financed in my youth, yes, in my early mid-30s. It's about investing in the future, and that's what we did. So on that note, let's turn to what we've got going on in the market today. We've got a very interesting session here. This is decision day. And of course, there is a lot of concerns, obviously, with the Russian-Ukraine front. Let's move this really quickly. Again, recap yesterday. The market closed off, the Dow closed off some 482.57 to 33,596. NASDAQ down, I have to make this a little bit larger, 166.55 to 13,381. And the S&P gave back 44.11 to 4304. This should be no surprise. Even slightly. I told you when we discussed this, as the S&P gave back that 200-day moving average, it was prone to a pullback. Remember, when it gives back the 200-day moving average, it's likely to give back another 10 to 15%. That's not a guarantee, of course. That's just an observation of what you see. Dion, thank you very much for joining us. It's always a pleasure. So when you give back that 200-day moving average, and I have to check, I think it was on Wednesday, is that it's prone to a deeper pause, a deeper pullback. It was kind of interesting. I was talking to people, and I saw it flip through my Twitter feed. I try to stay off Twitter a great deal. The liberal pus minefield of Twitter is just too much for me now, and it's too much of what they've done to our city and why it's so difficult to run a business now. However, I saw something come through. I think it was published on CNBC. My apologies if not, of how the most bearish analysts suggest 3,800. 3,800 isn't bearish. 1650 in 2023 to 2024 is bearish. 3,800 is not bearish. When you give up the 200-day moving average, you have a pullback in the vicinity of 10 to 15%, mostly in the cards. And if you're a card counter, you understand that. Stick with the numbers, which pulls us into that 38 to 4,000 level. Not terribly shocking, okay? So that's where we are with that. VIX is starting to pause. If we go to the pre-markets right now, we've got an implied opening of the Dow up, some 220 points. NASDAQ has an implied opening 170 points, an implied opening of the S&P of some 34 points. Of course, there's a lot of meat left on the bone. We had some uncomfortable mortgage application numbers. Absolutely. I want to suggest to you, this is far from the all clear right now. How I'm going to miss this, having to shout over everything and all this kind of fun stuff. But we'll be watching this zone really closely. The key parts that I want to look at is some very interesting here. 43.34. This is what I would consider no man's land if we're looking at pure technicals on it. And I'm concerned if we give way here, if we give way to 43.40, that we don't get a recovery. on that. Right now, I'm sorry, if we do not recover above that, we're prone to a little bit more. I'm looking at a deeper pullback into the tune of around 42.80. But again, this is what I'd call no man's land, but it's perfect for us as investors who know how to use options to mitigate risk. So what we hopefully have discussed over the last 2 years, and I hope it just rings off. Dan, thank you very much for joining us. I hope it just makes sense to you now at all times. Is remember, each Friday, markets may go up, markets may go down, but each Friday, option premium will decay. And for a good friend watching that and asked me a question on this, he asked me, do I roll over each Friday? And I've been trying to emphasize this for the last over 2 years. I roll each Friday, and I have been rolling each Friday, meaning buy to close and then immediately right to open, sell to open, since May of 1983. It's a numbers game. You learn how to work the system, and you'll understand we are constantly generating cash flow, eliminating our cost base, building our revenue, building our capital base, geometric progression. I hope everyone understands that. Fine. Drew, great to see you here. Thank you very much, Drew. Wonderful. Hope all is well in your family. Eric, thank you very much for joining us today. David, great to see you. Andreas, great to see you. I'm out of your coffee, but I will be in Mexico, so I'm expecting good coffee shortly. Nick, thank you very much, and I hope all is well with that beautiful family of yours. I was re-looking at that Christmas card of yours you sent. What a beautiful family you have, Nick. So very blessed. And again, Dan, thank you very much. So that's where we are right now on the equities front. Now, from the standpoint of our commodities, let me get to that side here. This is kind of fun to work, try to balance this on everything here. Obviously, right now, we've got a little bit of a whipsaw and are concerned. What's the points I wanted to stress? I had a discussion with some of our people of our hunting party yesterday. I'd have to check. I can't remember if it was last night or during the day. But remember, approximately a week and a half ago, like for instance, when Exxon just started to go above 82, I've noticed that I'm putting in firm collars in the position. I'm locking in that number throughout the balance of the year and actually well and deep into the following year. And I can roll and maintain those. And actually, what I'm targeting is having my out cost at $90. I will not close said position, but I just want everyone to where I put in firm collars. Now, I'm fully aware that oil could spike, and I do have ways that I'll be able to participate on that upside, but I want to make sure that we are locked into these great situations with no downside. Right now, oil choppy and contained, WTI off 19 cents to 91.72. Same with natural gas, just hinting to the red, up a penny to 450, 4.508. Copper showing a little resiliency, up over a cent, 0.013 to 452.4. Silver giving back a modest 14 cents, 0.141 to 24.17. And gold, just as we said earlier, when it rejected that move above 1919, I think it got to, correct me if I'm wrong, was it 1918.10? Remember, it was key to break that 1919, I think 1980, call it 1920, whatever it is. That's a very, very long term, an enormous level wall of resistance. 1920. It's prone to a pullback, a horrible pullback. Absolutely not. Nothing changed the intermediate or long-term implications on gold, even slightly, nor precious metal miners. Do, if you can, please check out the B2 Gold results that came out after the market closed yesterday. I was very impressed with. We'll see how the market responds to it. Honestly, unfortunately for them, they're coming out one a day when gold, if I didn't say, was off $8.80 to $18.98.60. Okay, so that's where we are right now in the market. And I want to just conclude here on YouTube really quickly. But again, want to thank everyone. This is a celebratory week for me and a celebration of really what we've accomplished, not only through these events for the last 2 years. Certainly, I remember I started from the steps of the Fed 2019. My apologies. I wanted to finish these from the steps of the Fed before I leave the city. But unfortunately, they've got scaffolding up, and it's an absolute mess, and you can't really do anything there. And I was really my plan to be a little surprised this week, but this is perfect. This is where we did so many of our early morning sessions. But again, I want to thank everyone for joining me through these years and this magnificent city and this of extraordinary people. And I firmly believe in the people. Politicians, no, I do not believe in. However, I do believe in the people, and I want to, for everyone on YouTube, thank you very much. Tomorrow will be our final session at 0800 on YouTube. I'll make a decision in the coming week after I arrive, and maybe I'll check out how my stream is and everything like that, and also just family matters, whether I continue on YouTube and go exclusively to Telegram. But I'll let everyone know, and I thank you very much for the support. It was worth everything that we did through the years. And again, I'm humbled by all of your support on that. So here's this magnificent city, a little bit of it here, just our district, meatpacking district, and we'll be back. I'll be back to speak with our group on Telegram shortly, but I'm going to sign off on YouTube right now. And just a reminder, 2022, be the hunter, not the hunted. Thank you very much, everyone.